Hello and welcome back to the Wild Hunt. My name is Beast. Today we're back with the Wild Hunt. I'm gonna keep it short again today because I had a D&D session before this. So yeah, yikes. That basically we only ended it a little bit ago, and then I still had to prepare stuff for the recording. So now it's 10:30, and I'm also still feeling kind of tired. So I don't know what's happening. It just keeps going. But yeah, that's why I'll be keeping this one short. On top of that, I just felt the need to talk about something that happened in the session, namely that we went to like some magic academy to get like the girl I talked about before with the crystal in her chest checked out by some magic expert or something like that. And when we arrived, this dude met us and was like looking over our group. No, 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 maybe, sure, you, there we go, that's the one. You're coming with me immediately, and basically we're like, okay, you know what? No one's going anywhere alone anymore at this point, apparently. So, the person he pointed at was Krafodin, our sorcerer, and Flynn went with them. So we followed them, and we were brought to this room, and as we entered the room, we just saw that there's like, it was basically a massive fucking classroom filled with students. Turns out that the dude who met us at the front desk thought we were some kind of like uh substitute teachers that arrived. And because it's a fucking magic academy, when we tried to leave, the fucking spell activated. So the second you walked out the door, you automatically walked back in. For some fucking reason, they were like, "Okay, what the fuck are we supposed to do now?" So well, Crawford, the actual sorcerer, was basically like sitting in the corner, got annoyed about the situation. Flynn was like, "Okay, you know what? Might as fucking well. You there? You just said you forgot about your homework. Well, go ahead, come to the front. We're doing it together, along with actually correcting that stuff." And he just like came to the front, and then Flynn was like, "So I'll be straight to the point. We're no teachers. They probably called us in. We came here because we needed help with something. They probably mixed us up with some substitute teachers you should be having right about now. But hey, we can't fucking leave the room. So you have to sit here until the lesson's over. So might as well just fucking go for it. The two of us are adventurers, and we've had to deal with plenty of arcane shit thus far. So hey, maybe we can actually help." And we were told, and I was told, like, okay, since you're doing that, go ahead and roll one Arcana check and one Persuasion check to see if you can handle that. Uh, and Crawfordine will basically decide to help because he has he has proficiency in Arcana and Persuasion. First roll for Arcana, nat 20. Okay, we don't need to continue rolling there. First roll for Persuasion, 8. Okay, that's a 9. Yikes. Hey, maybe the second one is going to be better. 8, so a 9 again. But yeah, shit. It just worked out because of the fucking nat 20 on the Arcana check. So we both Flynn and Crawfordine got like 10 gold pieces each for holding this class, and they were like, "Hey, so if any of y'all like want to come back and help with lessons anymore, like anyone in this party basically, go ahead, we'll fucking pay you." So that was kind of funny, and I've already wasted 4 minutes. Wasn't planning on talking for that long about that. Anyways, please repeat yourself.
お待たせ、ようちゃん。
Yeah, I've been waiting.
お迎えありがとうね。
After being treated to dinner over at the Milky Way, we break up to take baths. Those who live nearby, namely Asuho, myself, and Aoi, go home. The others go to the public bath. Furthermore, since it is already dark outside, we decided me and Okaizumi will be in charge of the girls, mainly dropping them off and picking them back up.
次は葵さんだね。
I am in charge of Asuho and
見
Aoi.
えないうちに歩こっか。
Having just gotten out of the bath, Asuho's hair is still glossy and wet, which makes it faintly reflect the street lights. That sight's so magical it makes me sigh.
ようちゃん、早く来ないと置いてっちゃうよ。
I'll fail in my duty of escorting her if I keep dilly-dallying. I move on while Asuho casually moves to my right.
待ちました。
Aoi is already awaiting us in front of her house. Did we keep you waiting?
すでにそう言いました。
Well, I thought it was just an empty phrase.
しっかりと待ちました。
I see.
葵さん、私服に着替えたの？はい。学校だと寝るとき以外は制服じゃないと警備員に部外者と間違われるよ。問題はありません。
Maybe not for you, but you'd go to Okaizumi and he's Kaki trouble. Being the president of Okaizumi is responsible for the Astra Circle as a whole, but Kaki as a student council member is supposed to preserve
そ
discipline.
れがですね。
Aoi continues
学
apologetically.
校には戻れなくなりました。
Me and Asuho both tilt our heads in puzzlement.
両親が今になって猛反対しました。学校に泊まるなんて不良だとかで。
I remember you saying your parents were a bit on the overprotective side.
そのくせ仕事で子供を放置する自分勝手な親です。今回も一度は認めたくせにすぐ撤回する勝手ぶりには辟易です。ご両親を悪く言っちゃダメだよ。
Are you still talking it out with your parents?
はい。
You can go ahead and stay home for tonight. Just join us again tomorrow, and if your parents change their minds by then, you can stay over tomorrow night. Aoi bows slightly.
ブーンを祈っていてください。
Oh well, I'll be hoping for you to return as soon as possible.
また明日。おやすみなさい。おやすみなさい。
Aoi goes back inside.
ようちゃんの方は平気？
Yeah, and Chino always gives us the okay on anything with a smile on her face. Not only that, she even gave me muffins as a late night snack.
ちなみちゃんはお兄ちゃんがいなくて寂しがってるんじゃない？
Well, she wanted to join us, but I said no.
今のようちゃん、きっと葵さんのご両親と同じ顔になってるよ。
I doubt that. Also laughs and gets moving. I follow after her while scratching my head. Gamma's still taking pictures on the rooftop, yeah?
そうだよ。長い時間シャッター開けっぱなしにして写すと円を描いた星の写真が撮れるの。ほうき星みたいで味わい深いんだよ。
Yeah, the photos that we took, the stars were just dots.
うん。今やってる静止撮影じゃなくて追尾撮影だったからね。望遠鏡についてる赤道儀を使って動いてる星を追いながら撮影してたんだよ。
Reminds me of still need to get a fucking appointment with a skinned actor. Probably just because of fucking dry ass back of the hands and my back is not pretty to look at.
だから私たちが見たままの星空が映るんだ。
Shame we didn't really manage to get any pretty crisp shots though.
赤道儀をうまく扱わないとブレちゃうからね。でも慣れてくればきっと成功するよ。星座だけじゃない星雲や星団なんかも撮影できるようになる。ようちゃんにだってひばりが崎の星空を手に入れられるんだよ。
It might be nice if that was my own telescope and camera when that time came.
その写真がようちゃんの大切な思い出になってくれると嬉しいな。
She seems way too hung up on memories. Also whispers ever so quietly. No one is there on the rooftop. Okaizumi's group hasn't gotten back yet, it seems. so I guess we'll just wait here until they're back. Can't believe the camera as is. It'll sure be neat to see how it turns out. If I know it, also isn't responding to anything anymore. Also keeps completely silent with a hard-pressed vibe about her. The awkwardness of the situation is suffocating. Nervousness coupled with premonition fills me. Oh, right. My voice sounds shrill. Since we've got some time, I was wondering if you could tell me some of the myths about the fall constellations. That should make a return to her usual self. Or not.
他に話あるの。
My heart is pounding.
人いないし、ちょうどいいかなって。
Her gaze is fixed downward. She isn't looking at me. Her eyes rest around my knee area.
あのね、私ね。
Why? I don't want to hear this. Compelled by this overwhelming urge to block my ears from what I know she's about to say.
ようちゃんのことね。
Pounding of my own heart is louder than her voice at this point, yet it doesn't block her out. It penetrates my eardrums. I can't take this any longer. I want to get out. However, also suddenly raises her gaze and seizes me with it, forming chains that root me in place.
私
Even my heart is seized, so I have no other option but to wait for her words.
なんでもない。
Instantaneously, upon hearing that, all tension escapes from my body.
恥ずかしくて言えないよ。
The ridiculous change from the atmosphere of only moments ago almost makes me sink to the ground in sheer bafflement. What the heck?
お、二人とも戻ってるね。
お待たせしてすみません。ほんと、銭湯でのぼせそうになったわよ。
Okaizumi's group arrives.
小雨が甘えるせいで出るに出られなくて。
What do you mean she wouldn't take no for an answer?
聞きたいですか？聞いたら蹴るわよ。
おや、葵さんだけ見えないね。
Yeah, it turns out her family didn't want her staying out. She'll be joining us again tomorrow. Come tomorrow. A little bit away from us also is wallowing in depression.
チャンスだったのに。私のバカ。
We decided to end our astrophotography session at 11 p.m. Since it naturally gets terribly cold at night now, unlike back in summer, we use that to persuade Asu, who wants to keep going, and thus conclude our first day of the club lodging. We get back to the club room and change into the casual outfits that we'll be sleeping in instead of pajamas. Okaizumi and I are thrown out so the girls can get changed first. After that, we switch and have our turn. Finally, we move aside the desks in the AV room and to create space for us to sleep. We line up desks to clearly section off different sleep areas for the girls and us. Well, that is only natural. There is a door leading to the hallway on both sides, so even if someone wants to go to the restroom during the night, we won't have to intrude into the other sleeping area of each other. After a short while, it becomes time for lights out. The club room is dead silent. I remain awake, unable to fall asleep. I turn over and grab the piece of paper I left near my pillow. I initially found it when I opened my bag to get changed. A piece of stationery with a simple but cute design. It says the following. Once night comes and everyone else has fallen asleep, I'll be waiting for you on the rooftop. Just that one sentence. Doesn't say who it's from. Doesn't state a date. So technically, I have no way of knowing if it is meant for tonight. However, if I don't show up, I get the feeling this person might be waiting up there for me all night. Everything is just speculation so far, but the one thing I know for certain is that this message is intended for me. I hear the sound of the door opening. Someone has left the room, so I choose to head out too. Check my cell phone just for a quick confirmation to make sure enough time has passed since we went to bed. The others should be fast asleep by now. I change into my uniform very quietly so as to not wake anyone up, then leave the room. My destination is the rooftop. I'm going to see the sender of this letter, though. some idea of who it might be. There was only one opportunity to slip it inside my bag, and that would have been when we were all changing. Aside from that time, she had always been with me. We discount when we took our baths. So I know that this is a continuation of the earlier scene on the rooftop, when she tried to tell me something but ultimately couldn't. Nervousness grips me. My throat dries out. I consider turning back for a second, but I want to talk with her too. I want to confirm once and for all how she feels about me. I want to do away with this tantalizing spirit training situation. So I guess the next question is, what will await me once that happens? What will I feel? In other words, this also means confirming my own feelings for her. The answer to that is going to arrive now. Head out and onto the rooftop. With the telescope gone, the place feels incredibly spacious and empty. Starlight has kept up its radiance since our absence. Rather, it feels like it is even brighter than back during our stargazing session. I walk forward as it showers me with its light. She's right there ahead of me. There she stands, waiting for me.
ねえ、ようちゃん。
Having waited for me to come to a halt, Asuho then starts to speak.
私ね、ようちゃんとひばりが崎で再会したとき、最初はわからなかった。
Again, the panty shot is unnecessary. Fuck off.
ようちゃんが私の店に来て、ちなみちゃんと一緒にメニューで悪戦苦闘して、ようちゃんの名前を聞いて、それでも確信が持てなかった。私は、ようちゃんがようちゃんだってわからなかったんだ。ようちゃんが成長していたせいかもしれない。それでも大切だった思い出を面影と照らし合わせて、私は思い出したかった。正直ショックだったんだよ。すぐに思い出せなかったのがショックだった。私の初恋は風化しかけてたんだなって。
Also, standing beneath Barigazuki's starry sky seems to, in a way, symbolize the very starlight itself. Not just the starry sky either. The sun hovering in the clear blue sky also seems to fit her incredibly well. I'm positive she represents the very embodiment of Barigazuki's sky.
だけどね、再会したばかりの頃は風化してたのかもしれないけど、またようちゃんの近くにいられるようになって、こうしてそばにいられるようになって、そしたらね、風化していた記憶が戻っていったんだ。色が戻っていったんだ。わかるんだ。欠けたピースが埋まっていくみたいに。朝一緒に登校して、昼一緒にご飯食べて、夕方一緒に店のお手伝いして、そして夜一緒に星見をして、一つ一つピースが埋まっていったんだよ。そのパズルはね、きっと完成するとやっぱり恋って読めるんだ。だからね、これが最後のピース埋めてくれるかはあなたに任せます。
I can only guess that this was why she's been acting strange all day. I'm sure also told herself before the lodging even started that she would confess to me during it.
ようちゃん。
I'm afraid of hearing her next words. I don't know how to respond. I have no clue what my answer will be. I want to run away from Asuho so badly right now. However, I know I can't. I know that if I were to run away from this moment, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
好きです。私と付き合ってください。私を彼女にしてください。皆星あすほを小笠坂陽の恋人にしてください。
So I answer. Sure, that's fine. That answer leaves my mouth a lot more easily than I honestly expect. Also surprised. Even though they are my own words, I am also surprised. What is this feeling? feeling so strange. My body starts to feel light all at once. My heart becomes filled. Being Asuho's piece of the puzzle is my piece as well. It all makes sense now. Everything is now crystal clear. I've been afraid of Asuho, that much was true. At the same time, maybe, just maybe I've been waiting for her. Maybe I just wanted an exit from the situation, which I consider so tantalizing and draining through those words. Maybe I've just been longing for that affirmation all this time. On the one hand, I've been awaiting her confession with such terrible impatience, and on the other, I lacked confidence to say I would be able to give her a positive answer. I was afraid of what it meant to love. I only keep straying from the path of a model student more and more. I'm not even in the ballpark. I'm just a failure. I had every opportunity to step up and confess to Asuho on my own, but never did.
あれ
Asuho shakes her head in disbelief.
嘘ダメだよ
She shakes her head over and over.
今のはなしだよ
Asuho's shoulders are trembling.
だって
I am no longer afraid of love. However, while I no longer fear it, it seems Asuho now fears it instead.
ようちゃんは私を振らなきゃいけないんだよ
Just for the pain, you know.
そうすればやっと私はこの恋を忘れられるこの思い出の恋を忘れることができるそのはずだったのにどうして
Asuho. Suddenly calling her name, Asuho retreats backwards.
あそっかようちゃんは優しいから私を心配してそんな風に受け入れてくれてダメだよそんなことしたらダメなんだよ
Asuho.
断らなきゃダメなんだよ私と恋人になっちゃダメなんだよ
Asuho!
だってようちゃん展望台の彼女さんのことが
Okay, that one was better. That one was better. No depression, please. You're wrong. I don't love her like what you're thinking. Feelings for her aren't the romantic kind of love. Shoulders are so slender and fragile. They are like the fall season's Milky Way. Everyone was having fun chaffing about it, but I'm not actually in love with her. I can clearly feel her body shaking. She seems almost as feeble as a baby bird right now. It makes Asuho's fear transmit so much more keenly. She isn't my first love. She's just a very important friend of mine. Someone irreplaceable. But that doesn't mean I want to date her. You've got the wrong idea about me and her. I don't know what exactly Asuho is afraid of. I don't know what exactly is behind that reservation she shows me every now and then. Regardless, I'll just stamp out this misunderstanding once and for all.
本当に
Yeah.
私の勘違いなの
Yeah.
でも私がそばにいるとようちゃんはいつも困ってて顔背けたり視線そらしたり
You got that wrong as well. I wasn't troubled. I just didn't know how to react. See, I don't know the first thing about love. So, you know, I'm truly glad we were able to meet each other again here in Ibarigasaki. I'm glad I got to spend time with you. Thanks to you, these feelings inside me were born. These feelings of love were born.
信じていいの
Absolutely. It's not the lookout girl I fell in love with. But you, Minahoshi Asuho. There we go, that's better. That's lovely. That's happy tears. Happy tears are always better. Sobs pour out of Asuho's mouth.
なんだろうこれ
I thought that was my line for a second.
涙止まらない止まらないよ嬉しくて泣くなんて私
We draw near each other and bring our lips together. Just a light kiss with our lips only touching, but a kiss that lasts so very long. All the while, tears keep welling up in the corner of her eyes and spilling forth, on and on and on and on. I honestly wouldn't have minded staying like that until she stopped crying. Would have been entirely willing to kiss her again if she started crying again when our current kiss ended. I won't dare let those tears of hers be stained in sorrow. Never. Not ever. No matter what. And then someone walks out onto the roof. Whoops, sorry about that. The next morning arrives, and we welcome the second day of our club lodging. First thing to do after waking up is for all of us to get changed. First the girls, then the guys.
小笠原くん、眠そうだね。
Fact is, I wasn't able to sleep much. Reason is all too clear. I was being assaulted with this tension knowing that Asuho and I were now officially going out.
実は枕が変わると眠れないたちかい？
Looks like you didn't notice that. I slipped out of the room during the night. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
小笠原くんは意外と繊細なんだな。
Well, I am sensitive. Not that it should come as much of a surprise.
自分で言うあたりがずぶといと思うんだけどね。それに繊細というのは僕みたいな人間を言うんだよ。
You just called yourself sensitive as well.
慣れない環境のせいか、寝返りを打つたびに目が覚めていたから。だから深夜に君がこっそり部室を出たことも知ってるんだけど。
Had to go to the bathroom. I throw out an excuse right on the spot.
アスホ君も同じ時間に出たようだけど。
Oh, she went to the bathroom too.
なぜ小笠原君が知ってるんだい？
We bumped into each other on the way.
なぜ制服に着替えたんだい？
So that security wouldn't mistake me for an outsider.
遅いお帰りだったね。
We got lost.
最後だけ苦しかったね。
Like, Okaizumi is 100% aware of what's going on. He just decides like, you know what? Let's have fun with this. My ready wit has met its end.
無理に聞き出すつもりはないけど、おめでたいことであれば隠されるのは悲しいかな。僕たちは部活仲間なんだから。遅くなると女子に悪いし、外に出ようか。
Okaizumi smiles and leaves the room. We make for the water fountains. We wash our face and brush our teeth. At that time, I spot a sleepy-eyed Asuho, but can't call out to her. What would I say? Seeing Asuho quickly walk off after our eyes meet, I presume she's wondering the same thing I am. I mean, we are a legitimate couple now. Whether to let things become this awkward so quick. I'll take a couple of deep breaths to calm me down. I'll have plenty of opportunities to be around her and talk to her. After all, we'll still be here until tomorrow. No need to rush things, just take it nice and slowly. That way we should be able to ease our way into becoming a normal couple. Now that everyone has gotten ready, it's time for breakfast! Which is at Asuho's cafe. As we are all heading for the entrance, I noticed something part way. I forgot my wallet. I allowed myself to get treated last night, but I've absolutely got to pay for the food from now on. Tell the others to go ahead and return to the club room. Asuho is still inside the room. Why is she here? Well, I am curious about that. First, I have to do what I could this morning. Greater. So, how should I go about it? What did a normal one do? Well, of course I would do something normal that is causing this awkwardness, and what is causing this awkwardness is the fact that I'm being overly conscious of our new relationship. Remember, what is a normal morning greeting? What are the first words I always say to Asuho after arriving at school and sitting down at my desk? I then went on to say, Good morning. My stammering is unreal. He's going back to sleep? Or is good night actually a normal greeting I say in the morning? I rack my brains. Asuho quickly passes me. Wait, Asuho! Asuho stands at attention upon me calling her to a halt. Aren't you kind of avoiding me? Thanks. Not having the composure to smartly choose my words, I just frankly ask her. Also turns around like a tin toy that someone has forgotten to oil.
そんなことないよ。
Also, his face is so red it could give off steam.
ちょっと頭よくわかんなくて。
I see. It's similar for me.
夢のせいかな。
Dream. Situation differs from mine. What's that about a dream?
ゆうべすごい夢見ちゃって。
What happened in it?
笑
While fidgeting around, also goes on.
わないで聞いてね。
I nod. Also opens her mouth only to immediately close it again, then opens it again, only to close it right away once more. So,
うん。
I imagine it must be something really hard for her to say, since her eyes aren't on me, but rather stuck on the ground. In addition, her voice is quiet. She thought the confession was a dream.
ようちゃんと付き合う夢だった。恋人になる夢でね。そんなのあるわけないのにね。ようちゃんが私の恋人になるわけないのにね。
Why, oh why? That wasn't a dream. That wasn't a dream. Also, is terribly startled.
じゃあエイプリルフール？
It's not.
私のこと騙そうだなんて。
I just said it isn't. I never would have dreamed that she would believe what happened was all just a dream. This confusion of hers is what is causing all the her words to come out unintelligibly.
もしかして
Right, it was all real.
本当に
Yeah, you and I are dating.
嘘
It's true.
エイプリルフール
Look, we're in September. I have no choice but to use a few magic words to wake her up. I love you, Asuho. Even if you hadn't confessed to me, I'm sure I would have sooner or later. So I'll say it again, Asuho. I love you. She starts crying. What? Why? Asuho's tears don't stop, just like during the confession last night. And right now, there is no one else inside the room besides us. Deciding to take the same approach as before, I draw near Asuho. Then kiss her. Tracing her lips with her finger a couple times. She stops crying with her face bright red. Let's go, Asuho. Gently take her hand. Everyone's waiting for us at the cafe. As I get going, Asuho also lightly grips my hand. Your wallet.
ようちゃん
You forgot his wallet. Finally, after all that time being silent, Asuho says something.
なんか取り乱しちゃってごめんね。
You always say that again! Maybe it is because of the fresh air, but also is little by little at least returning to her normal state. No need to apologize, it was just a bit of surprise is all.
そっか
Yeah.
恋人になったんだ。
Yep,
信じられない。
believe it. I wasn't expecting Yo to spontaneously turn it to Naruto.
難しいけど頑張る。
We're a couple. We're a couple. Also repeats to herself in a soft voice. Every time she says it, her face gets redder. I didn't know you were that
よ
shy.
うちゃんだって
And also crybaby.
私も知らなかった。
Come to think of it, Jinami also often cries, primarily when she's whining about some, so maybe that's just what she's generally... That just means she's generally expressive and displays her emotions up front.
でも泣き虫でよかったかな。泣いてるとようちゃんがキスしてくれるし。なんか言ってよ。恥ずかしいじゃない。
It is because I'm so embarrassed that I can't say anything. Well, I love you when you're smiling more than I love you when you're crying. Say something.
だって
dying of embarrassment.
私も恥ずかしかったんだよ。
Being a couple is difficult. Also said I was her first love, and it was similar for me. Since we are such greenhorns in this department, maybe the most important thing to us right now is getting our feet wet. Oh right, also, there's something I have to confirm before we see the others. I think Okaizumi might already know.
それって。
He was kinda acting like he knew we were dating. Also staggers suddenly upon hearing that.
なんで。
Apparently he noticed us slipping out of the room in the middle of the night. Sure, it may be my fault, but still.
どうしよう。絶対何か言われるよ。
Also, give me Paul.
なんで犬扱いなの。
You know, also, I scratch my head. I don't think there's any need for us to hide it from the others. Being in the same club, we spent quite a lot of time together, so I can only imagine how difficult it would be to keep it hidden. Besides, being in a relationship is nothing to be ashamed of. I'll tell them before breakfast. Also, makes a tearful face.
そんなの恥ずかしいよ。
Not like it isn't for me.
じゃあ。
Well, the thing is, I don't want to keep secrets. They're our friends. Of course, I won't keep any secrets from you either. So I won't hide anything about the lookout girl either. I'm glad to tell her what kind of girl she was, should she ask me. I'd only make her feel uneasy by purposefully hiding it. I don't want to sadden us.
じゃあ、私も隠し事できないね。
So can I tell everyone? Also takes my hand with a bashful smile. I also grasp her hand. Hand in hand we make for the shopping district. Thus I inform everyone of the fact that we are a couple now.
そう。
Neat.
やっぱり。
おめでとうございます。
What's with these light reactions?
恋人になるの遅いくらいなんじゃないの？二人とも奥手でしたので、そう考えると早いのかもしれませんけど。
どちらにしろ驚くことじゃないね。
どうして？
二人はお似合いだとずっと思っていたんだよ、僕らは。
Also makes a face as if she can't believe it.
いつもはからかってばかりだったのに。
からかっていたんじゃなくて本心だったのにな。
小ヶ坂さんを射止めたこと、麻生さんはもっと自信を持っていいと思いますよ。まあでも、あまり私たちの前で手をつないだりはやめてほしいわね。こっちは独り身なんだから。
We hurriedly let go of each other's hand. After everyone has entered the cafe, also quietly says it to me.
次はお父さんにも報告しなきゃ。ようちゃん、顔が青いよ。
You bet it is! We're telling him to.
うん、これから行ってくる。
Get that, wait a bit more.
どうして？
An honestly good question.
隠し事ダメなんだよね。
That's
じ
right.
ゃあお父さんにも言わなきゃダメだよね。
I don't know about that.
ようちゃん、目が泳いでるよ。
What am I afraid of? I've been around him enough to know he's an eyes accepting man. Something should be glad. I believe he will. I feel like it. I sure hope he will.
私行ってくるね。
While I'm lost in thought, Asuho enters the cafe. Would have to tell him sooner or later. Anyways, the time for that just comes sooner than I thought. I decided to resign myself to my fate.
小ヶ坂君、ちょっと。
Also, his dad approaches me before breakfast. What is it, father?
君にお父さん呼ばわりされる筋合いはない。
Shit, I'm royally
麻生
screwed.
から聞いたよ。なので、ちょっと来てくれるかな。
Don't go too hard on me. I follow him like a criminal apprehended by a police officer. We sit down at a table somewhat far away from the one everyone else was at.
それで何の話？
Slightly so, also has tagged along too, as if it were perfectly natural.
麻生はいなくていいから。
存在を否定された。
小笠原君と二人だけで話したいんだ。何？悪いようにはしないさ。
ようちゃんをいじめたら許さないからね。
分かってる。僕の一人娘に手を出してくれた男だからね。それ相応のもてなしはするつもりだ。
Fuck! I could feel death creeping closer to me by the second. When Asuho leaves begrudgingly, his gaze returns to me.
娘を取られた父親を演出してみたけどどうかな。
I was honestly paralyzed with fear.
とすると僕も父親らしいことが一つくらいはできたということかな。
He smiles long.
僕が昔天文学者だったのは知っていたよね。その頃の僕は仕事で家庭を顧みない典型的なダメ親だったんだよ。だから妻にも逃げられた。麻生には寂しい思いをさせてきたんだ。後悔した僕は天文学から身を引いて喫茶店を始めた。別に喫茶店じゃなくてもよかったんだけどね。麻生が学校から帰っても一人にならない環境を作れるなら何でもよかったんだ。それでもあえて喫茶店にした理由を挙げるならメイドが好きだからかな。
I don't really think you needed to tell me that last part, boss. Here we are having this nice heart to heart, and then you give me that.
そしてね、最初は客集めに苦労した喫茶店も少しずつ忙しくなってくると素直に嬉しかったよ。こんな僕でもまだ麻生は見捨てないでいてくれるんだってね。だからそんな行為に甘えて僕も麻生に店の手伝いをお願いしてきたけど、それももう終わりかもしれないね。麻生のそばには君がいてくれるからね。これからも麻生を頼むよ。ダメな父親からのお願いだ。僕からの話は以上だ。
He then gets up. Not knowing how to respond, and rendered speechless.
固い話じゃないんだ。まとめると二人で仲良くしていなさいというだけだよ。
Thank you for giving us your blessing.
君がバイトに来てくれて本当によかったな。
A direct bow towards his back.
朝ごはんも食べたし、夕方までは自由行動だね。一旦帰宅して着替えを持ってきます。
学校の課題がある人は今のうちにやっておいた方がいいね。
午後から部室で天文談義っていうのもいいね。夕べ撮った写真もあるし。それは遠慮しておく。二人の邪魔になりそうだし。それじゃあ私たちは帰るけど。また後で。あなたたちはこれからデートなんでしょうけど。ま、風紀は乱さないように。夕方になって帰ってこなくても探しませんからね。
あとは若い者に任せるとしようかな。
The three of them walk off towards the station while unsparingly throwing remarks at us. Asa stands there flabbergasted with a bright red face for a moment and then goes,
なんなんだよ。
I guess we'll have to endure some teasing for a while.
ようちゃん、何か言い返してよ。
Also, it's wiser to ignore things like that. If you get all defensive over it, you're basically just inviting them to do it more.
そうだね。
Also, you're blushing a little too much here.
勝手に赤くなるんだよ。
Let's just get pale instead of red whenever a teasing comment comes our way.
無理だよ。
I know, I'll try my best to.
恋人二人して顔青くしてたら、むしろ変に気遣われそうだよ。
Yeah, I really wouldn't want that either. Shall we get going too?
どこに？
Sightseeing. I mean, we didn't get to do that before, so what do you say? All right by you? Looks like she's all cheerful again.
じゃあ、ようちゃん。
Also lets her gaze wander up and down before going on and suggesting.
腕、組んでみていい？
You silly.
バカってなんだよ。
You and I are dating. You don't have to feel shy about that sort of stuff. Also, gingerly extends her hand towards my right arm. Who's gonna interrupt? No one, surprisingly. She reservedly links her arm with mine. Some sensation of her body is directly transmitted to me. I feel restless. But honestly, it is kind of nice. This warm feeling is nice and comfortable. First of all, let's get going. Our steps are a little awkward. However, I'm sure that as time passes, we'll both look back on this innocent memory and laugh. But Igazaki has many sightseeing spots. Mainly the waterways. The spot tourists head to first. We cross the railway, walking past the shopping district, and then we pass the intersection that follows arm in arm. It's surprisingly hard to pour with my left arm while also reading. Like, I don't know why I have to concentrate that hard. Then a very tasteful sight springs into view. Bitch. There we go.
ここがひばりが崎の運河。ようちゃんは子供の頃に来たことあった？
Well, I knew it existed. That's about it. The waterway acts as Ibarigasaki's border. The bridge that spans over it leads to the neighboring town. I don't think I've actually been here before. After all, I doubt I would have forgotten it if I'd come to a place with such a unique atmosphere as here.
もともとは船で荷物を運ぶために作られたものらしいけど、今では誰もそんなことしてないんだよね。だから埋め立てて道路にする話もあったんだけど、住民が大反対したんだ。それで市が断念したみたい。私も残ってくれてよかったなって思うよ。
But now the waterway has changed its value as a sightseeing area. Wind filled with moisture that blows over it is really refreshing and supposedly makes Asuho's bangs wave. It softly makes Asuho's bangs wave.
夕暮れになるとガス灯に明かりが灯ってすごく綺麗なんだよ。石造りの倉庫もライトアップされて、光を反射した水面が星空みたいに輝くの。でも私は昼間の運河の方が好きかな。星空だったら展望台からも見上げられるし、なんといってもこの時間はボートに乗れるからね。
The arm she has around mine tightens. Want to do that? Also nods, embarrassed but happy. We enjoy the boat ride in the morning, and when noon comes around, we stop by a restaurant that is located along the waterway. You can also see a crafts gallery, an art museum, and a music box store lined up nearby. Also joyfully tells me about how there's so much stuff we probably wouldn't be able to get. There's so much stuff we probably wouldn't be able to get to it all this afternoon. Just like she said, there are stores aplenty. I could visit them one after another, but there never seemed to be any end in sight. You're gazing at all the various goods while chatting with each other. You walked around quite a lot, aren't you tired? Just tell me if you ever want to take a break. We can find somewhere to sit down or look for a cafe or something. Don't know back, okay?
違うの。休みたくないなって思って。ずっと歩いてたいなって。ようちゃんとずっとこうしてたいなって。
She's so cute. I didn't think being with her would be this different now that we were a couple. It feels like a sightseeing tour. End up basically overplaying my embarrassment to say
よう
that.
ちゃんだって地元なのに。
Well, I didn't play outside any back
展
then.
望台の彼女さんとは
Well, yeah, she was the exception.
Mm.
I don't mean it in that one.
うん。
Your cheerfulness isn't coming back. The girl I love is you, asshole. Push the right button.
今日だけじゃ全部は回れないけど、でもようちゃんがよかったらまた案内してあげるよ。
Sure, I'll take you up on that.
だからね、ようちゃんとのデートはね、これで終わりじゃないんだよ。
As always, when she says things like that, Asuho is embarrassed. I pet her head.
ペット扱い。
Now she's sulking. Do we still have time before we're supposed to meet up with the
う
others?
ん。
She doesn't want to go back yet, or what? There's somewhere I'd like you to go before we return. You're the cutest.
撫でられた。
Listen, you get pet and you fucking like it. Now, if you don't, well, that's too fucking bad. Is there a store that sells telescopes nearby?
天体望遠鏡のこと？
Yeah, I want to buy one as soon as I've saved up enough money for my job.
だったら部費で買えばいいよ。
Well, I want to have my own telescope. Otherwise, I won't be able to have your buddy Gansuki staring at its guy whenever I want, right? So I want you to help me pick one. There ends up being a telescope store along the waterway. It has items targeted towards its tourists too, with stuff like meteorite samples and accessories with natural stones. The showroom is spacious. There aren't many customers around, so we can check everything out as much as we want. While we put everything under the umbrella term telescope, there are actually many different types. Also, it thoroughly explains to me the differences between all the lens tubes and mounts of telescopes. And, well, seeing the price tags makes me painfully aware that I'm still very much lacking in money. But I feel like as long as I have Asuho with me, I'll gladly come here many times over. It is getting about time for us to go back and meet up with the others, so we leave the store. The sky is still a bright blue, but I reckon the sun will turn orange while we make our way towards
よ
the
うちゃ
square.
ん、観測だけじゃなくて天体写真も撮りたいんだよね。
Yeah, might as well go all the way, you know.
カメラは持ってる？
Nope, I don't.
それじゃあカメラも買わなきゃだね。望遠鏡買ってもうちの店でバイトしてまたお金貯めなきゃだね。
Her voice is laden with joy, but I don't think there's anything for her to worry about. I can't see myself quitting my job at the Milky Way even after I've bought my telescope and camera. Asuho would be there. I probably want to stay there too. I want to be with her both during school and after. As the school gate comes into sight, I spot a group of 3 familiar faces.
お兄ちゃんお兄ちゃんお兄ちゃん。
Oh no. My dimwit sister, who I haven't seen for a short while, comes charging at us.
しばらくぶりだねお兄ちゃん。ちなみを持って枕を濡らしてないか心配で会いに来ちゃったよ。けなげでしょ、いじらしいでしょ。お兄ちゃんが望むなら今夜は添い寝を。
Do we know each other?
すっかり忘れられてる。ようちゃん、いつもちなみちゃんに添い寝を。
No, we do not. You have to understand that the majority of what comes out of that little snot's mouth is borderline delusional.
私も添い寝したい。
Out of nowhere, she makes a bombshell declaration.
何やらお二人の距離が近いと思いましたが、そういうことですか。
And thanks to that, we've been seen right through, even though we had linked arms.
おめでたいです。祝福です。
Wow, so even Suzuo noticed it easily.
何が祝福なの？
And Chinami, oh my poor dead slow sister Chinami, is the only one in the dark.
ちなみさんに教えてもいいですか？
I can already see the cumbersome result of that, so don't.
隠し事いいの？
There are exceptions for every rule, to every rule.
ようちゃん、ちなみちゃんにはほんと優しいんだから。嫉妬ですか？違うよ。お兄ちゃん、何が嫉妬なの？
It's okay, you'll learn someday.
鈴葉ちゃん、何が嫉妬なの？ちなみさんにはまだ早いです。
The fucking child is like, it's too early for you. God have mercy, Chinami just got told by an elementary school that she was too young to know about something.
葵さん、ちなみちゃんと鈴葉ちゃんも連れてきてくれたんだね。勝手についてきたんです。反対したのに。
You don't want to go, I want to do stargazing.
それはついでに過ぎないよ。めくるめく UFO ミステリーツアーのね。私はお邪魔でなければぜひ。
Suza isn't a student of our school, but thanks to Izakaki's efforts, it is possible for her to both check out our club and also join it. Can they also?
もちろん、人数は多い方が楽しいから。
Then she adds in a low voice.
二人きりになれないのは辛いけど。
So I say to her in an equally low voice, slip out again tonight. Also smiles with a blush on her face.
雨警報もお休みしてるから。深夜になっても雨は降らないから。あら、帰ってきたんだ。今夜はてっきり会えないものだとばかり。
僕たちのことは気にしなくてよかったのに。
みんなして、なんでそういうこと言うんだよ。
Asuho, ignore them.
そっか。麻生さん、小ヶ坂さんとのデートはどうでした？腕は組みましたか？キスはしましたか？まさかもうその先までも？麻生さんは大切な純潔を小ヶ坂さんに捧げたんですね。
Also falls backwards with steam jetting out of her head.
反論しないところを見ると全て本当のようですね。全然違うよ。
Also, you've gotta ignore her.
スルーしてたらもっとひどいことになってたよ。小ヶ坂さんのおかげで面白い麻生さんを見ることができました。感謝です。
Why is Kosume just such a troll? Like he's a goddamn
ようちゃん
gremlin.
が仕組んだことだったんだ。
Wait. That's also part of Kosume teasing you!
ようちゃんなんか大嫌い。
Told you I'm innocent!
ほんと、人をフォローするのは楽しいですね。さっきからフォローに見えないし、フォローだとしたら回りくどいし、そもそもあなたのフォローは火に油の場合も多いからね。
小雨くんに知られたのが運の尽きだったようだね。
鈴葉ちゃん、お兄ちゃんと麻生先輩、何かあったのかな？ちなみさんにはまだ早いです。どこもかしこも平和です。
Just the fact that a fucking elementary schooler is telling a high schooler that she'll understand when she gets older is... quite frankly, is a fucking... Like, yes, it's a testament to not just Chinami's fucking mental issues, because that's gotta be a fucking mental illness at this point, but also how surprisingly mature Suzawa is. Fuse the two, and we have, get Suza some kind of reward. or something, or just fucking praise her for being so mature, and then get Chinami to a fucking psychiatrist or something. I feel like always words speak volumes about this situation. By the time we get things ready for stargazing, the veil of darkness has descended. Last night we practiced astrophotography. Today it seems also and Okaizumi are going to teach us the important points and stuff in order to take good pictures.
赤道儀の曲軸はちゃんと合わせてね。ずれてると星が点に映ってくれないから。あと、ピントも忘れないで無限遠に合わせるんだよ。カメラはちゃんと固定してないとブレちゃうから、クランプはしっかり締めてね。最後に意外と気をつけなきゃいけないのが夜露だよ。レンズが曇るとボケちゃうからね。夜露がつかないようにカイロやヒーターで温めることが大切。わかった？ようちゃん。小ヶ坂さんだけをあえて名指しなんですね。そういうわけじゃないよ。
カメラを持ってきた人は早速チャレンジしてみようか。
The number of telescopes we have is heavily limited, but simple photography equipment like tripods are numerous in our club room. Using these, everyone gets to have their own little photo session.
なんで携帯で映しても夜空が真っ暗にしか映らないよ。それは昨日説明があったでしょ。ちなみを知らないよ。昨日はいなかったからね。このちなみさんはいなかったけど。どのちなみさんがいたの？あのちなみさんがいた。あのちなみさんってどちら様のちなみさん？っていうかそのネタもお兄ちゃんがやったんだよ、葵ちゃん。まずは三脚を。鈴葉、お姉ちゃんが組み立てるから。自分でやってみる。それじゃあ一緒にやろう。姉さん、テンクルの合宿はどうですか？いいんじゃないの？特に問題は起こってないし。ジメジメ引きこもるしかなかった1学期に比べると感動もひとしおです。何よ、私を責めてるの？いいえ、逆です。姉さんは生徒会の仕事をしただけですから、姉さんが誠実に仕事をしてくれた中で正式な部活になって感動がひとしおだと言ったんです。
That still sounds like a jab. Our lodging proceeds with everyone having their own share of thoughts and feelings about it.
ようちゃん。
Speaking of feelings experienced during this lodging, the biggest change would probably have to be my feelings towards Asuho.
調子はどう？
Well, I can't get it to work all that
失
well.
敗したっていいんだよ。何度も撮ってればだんだんコツが分かってくるから。どのくらいの露出時間でどんなフィルムを使えばいいか、空の状態や自分の使ってる機材によって変わるしね。
So I just gotta keep trying until it gets somewhere, huh?
天文雑誌とかネットの情報を見るのも勉強になるよ。
You're my only resource tonight, though.
ようちゃんの家庭教師になってあげる。
But I can't keep Asuho all to myself. Others might need her help too.
こっちはこっちで楽しくやってるし、アスホ君は君に任せるよ。
それおかしいですよ。私が教える方なのに。
小ヶ坂君、あとはよろしく。
私が教える方なんですってば。
So our second stargazing session goes by rather boisterously. Apparently, Oi's parents still don't want her to stay over, so she goes home together with Chinami and Suzuha. We then create our sleeping area in our club room and lay down. Both of us wait for everyone to fall asleep. Just like we agreed upon this evening, me and Asuho head back here once more.
ようちゃん。
There's just the two of us on the rooftop in the middle of the night, starlight acting as our spotlight. We talk for a while, then gradually our conversation dwindles down more and more in which in place of words we draw closer to one another. That is 100% and they are about to fuck sex CG. Stroke also is here while exchanging pecks and kisses. Yeah, no, you're not stroking your fucking hair. Your hand is somewhere else. And I tightly press my lips against hers and insert my tongue. Asuho's body trembles with a jerk. The hand resting on my chest grips my clothes. She doesn't run away. She accepts it. Begins searching for Asuho's tongue. Hot, wet sensation. Stop it. Seek out to find her tongue deep inside. Stop it, please. Entwine mine around it and guide it in my direction. Please stop. Cease. Gently lick her gently drawn out tongue, caressing it. Please, just stop. Asuho's shoulders were tense, but are beginning to slacken. She finds herself at ease, just gives herself to me. I trace the inside of her mouth with varying degrees of strength, put into my tongue. Please, just cease this. Instantly. After a long time, our lips part.
今のキスすごい
I don't know why, but it really just does not taste good if you drink all of that at once. It's very much more of a kind of a sipping kind of drink. I'll be right back. I have returned. I know why I decided to say it like that. That was weird. Anyways. Asuho's eyes are enraptured.
すごかったよ
Asuho. With nothing to stop us, we thus climbed the next step as a couple. Wow, it sure made sense to take a fucking break right there. Which I mean to say, I was planning to fucking end the goddamn recording after that scene. I should have just fucking waited a few more lines. I'm retarded. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this one and see you next time. Bye-bye. Again, I'm very sorry about me being just a massive fucking wuss. I'll try to fucking stop. See ya.